Right. Okay, there we go. Looks like we're live. Need to bring up the chat. And hopefully that will be us all ready to go. Oh, Sorin's Journey number 11. I can just get the chat about. Don't need the video. Robert, I think the video, trying to stream my own stream is going to cause more problems. Radio. That's stream settings. That all looks normal. That looks normal. Stream looks healthy. And that's all good. And once again, no DirectX 11 crashes, which is always a plus. So, hello again, and welcome back to my Final Fantasy streams, going through the story in character as Sorin Sherwood here. Last stream was kind of a big one, because not only did we finish up all our preparation for fighting Titan, but we fought Titan, defeated him, and made our way back to the Waking Sands. All nice and hyped up, because, you know, Sorin had just defeated another primal. He was trying to get good at this whole thing. I mean, he's only killed 2 of them, but apparently, you know, they're kind of gods, so I think killing 2 of them without dying is a bit of a big deal. Only, once we got back to the Waking Sands, everyone was dead. We found out it was the Garlean Empire that was responsible. They'd come in and, well, wreck the place. Apparently looking for Sorin himself. From what the Echo told us, however, Minfilia and some of the others, I believe, Tataru, Urianger, and Papalimo, were also taken alive. And there was no sign of Fankard, Yashtola, or Ida, so hopefully they made it out okay. It's a bit unusual to see Papalimo without Ida being about, though. But Minfilia left one message for us, which was to come to this church of St. Adama Ladama, I believe, is the name of it. Yeah, the Church of St. Adama Landama. To speak with Father Iliad, who's a friend of the Scions. He apparently knew Minfilia when she was younger. And he's said he was happy to let us kind of seek refuge and sanctuary here at the church until we can find our feet again. And otherwise we were put into care of Marks here, who we met last time we were in Drybone doing the investigations into Ifrit. He's, I believe, is the Lich Keeper, was his title. Anyway, with all that recap done, let's get into it. Excuse me, Mr. Marks? While I'm here, just to keep my mind off things, is there anything I could do for you? Excuse me, Sorin. Do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horlog, which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask you to journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a bullpoint chisel and a pair of needle-nosed pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Of course, sir. It's not a problem. Maybe if I just stuck to doing things like this, just running errands for people, collecting deliveries, maybe it wouldn't have come to all that. Just what's special enough about me that the Empire would go to that lengths those lengths to find me. I know I disrupted their operations into Shroud a little bit. I kind of found out their informant, but is that enough? Did nothing the Scions had done before interfere with the Garleans like that? There, I've got a job to do. Excuse me, sir, I'm looking for, yes, a ballpoint chisel. A ballpoint chisel, you say? And a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Oh, pennies. Well, is this enough, sir? Balls, balls! I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. I hope Mr. Marks isn't going to be too annoyed that he didn't get change, but I wasn't told how much it would cost. Oh, at least I've got his tools. Maybe if he does need that change, I can find some other way to make it work. Get it back to him. I do still have plenty of money of my own I could give him. Excuse me, Mr. Marks. Have you brought the tools I requested? I have, sir. A ballpoint chisel and a needle-nose pincers. Something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. Sir? It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There's no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. You okay, sir? Pardon me, Sorin. This was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Elened. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Of course, sir. Sister Elened? Was it? Excuse me, Sister Elened. A good day to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Not quite, ma'am. I have a horloge here. Marks repaired it. He said it belonged to this man. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Mark said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But, mayhap more importantly, how did Marks manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I suppose you do have a point there, man. I believe I can make use of that weapon comfort. Sword. Excuse me, ma'am. While I'm here, is there anything else I can do for you? Ah, I recognize you now, Sorin. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Yeah, maybe. suppose it's the only one of the Scions about. I should... I'll just leave them. I feel I've got some responsibility. Especially if they all died because of me. Excuse me, sir. I'm here about helping transport the bodies. Eh? You don't look like one of them church fellers? Not that I'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lit yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. Just stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Godsdown Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I see you around here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Ah, never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the lit yard, out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. I might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks are starting to turn. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't know why this happened. I don't remember you. Sorry. 5, wasn't it? One of the students of Baldesion. I never really got to know him, did I? I never learned your name, but you were always dutifully on guard duty outside the solar. Is there really nothing I could have done? Excuse me, sir. I have some of the bodies from the attack. What happened to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss him back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. Sir. Please. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip? Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. With all due respect, sir, I'd rather you'd know help. Even if I didn't know them, these are my friends. They deserve more respect than that. I promise, I'll find a way to make this right. I'll find the others. And if it comes to it, I'll find some way to drive these Imperials from Eorzea. I can't let them get away with this. Sir. Come on. Let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. I reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the lit yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. I'm sorry, everyone. I wonder if Father Iliad would know anywhere to start if I was to ask about searching for the others. Ankret, Yashtala, and Ida might all still be out there somewhere. Sorry. Sister Eleanor, the rest of the bodies are on their way. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that, in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we've begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Fall's realm. Thank you, sister. Really. Is there anything else I can do for you? Although we can perform rites for most of the Scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. Right. Neuraxia hadn't even been with us long. I'm already having to report that she's... Excuse me. Things were feeling so hopeful when I left Little Solace last time. I'm not leaving these Imperials. I don't care whose problem they are. The Imperials want an enemy in me. They found one. Muxio, sir. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? I bear grave news, Muxio. Muxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace. But why? These ones have not requested further aid. It's Neuraxia, sir. Neuraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one, at once. So, not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuraxia went to Fanalan at the behest of this one. But Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. She was brave, sir. I can't promise she didn't suffer, but... she worked so hard there. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Naraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. I appreciate that, sir. Sorry, just... Okay. Back to Camp Drybone, I guess. As enthusiastic as... I don't know if enthusiastic is the right word, but... I'm not sure I can... If it ever does come time to fight the Imperials, I don't know if I can fall upon the Sylphs. For all their spirit, they don't... They are fragile. We thank you for your service to the Church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that, in your absence, we interred the remaining Scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Sorin. I will try now. Excuse me. It's not so easy to just forget. Mr. Marks, is there anything more I can do for you? I'm not imagining it, Sorin. I know I'm being watched. This is different. It's sinister. It's as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it last when I ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me? Please. It will only take a moment. Of course, sir. That's right. Mr. Marks had said he felt like there were eyes on him last time we met, didn't he? I wonder if it's any of those floating eyes or something. There's all kinds in this world. This looks like somewhere someone could hide. If there's anything about. Being Imperials. I'm not having you here. You're not killing anyone else on my watch. Least of all, more of my friends. But that brings up a question. Why? Mark said he didn't remember anything, but he's been watched by the Imperials and knows about Imperial technology, then maybe he was on... However, had said he survived the Battle of Cardano. Maybe he wasn't on our side back then. Excuse me, Mr. Marks, You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? Only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please, allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Iliad must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. You have a point there, sir. And on that note, they might come again for me. I don't know how long I can stay here. Just noticed the... Oh! Yeah, Marcus is still wearing. Hey, money. Oh, no. That is... YouTube is doing the thing. Is there anything I can do to cancel that? Maybe a little... Give me a sec to just see if I can fix up internet stuff. Just close all these tasks that probably aren't helping. Steam isn't trying to download anything. Nope. I wish I could close Steam just completely without it breaking whatever game you're playing on it. Is YouTube still saying my quality is poor? Yes, it is. It fixed for a moment there. That is a little bit frustrating. Okay, it's saying it's healthy again. Is it going to stay healthy? Only hope so. Excuse me, Father Iliad. Wanted to report that this an Imperial watching marks. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? I'm nigh certain he was Imperial, sir. He had this sword on him. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marks was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. Of course, sir. Oh. I guess not. You're... Alfino.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the Scions of the 7th Dawn.
Alright.
And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
Wait, Cid Garland? I've heard that name before. Wait,
I fear
Garland.
you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at
Hicks and
Carson.
Wedge's boss, right?
I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Mr. Marks?
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Alfino, please, you're clearly distressing him. Mr. Marks?
a Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you?
Alfino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all.
What can we do with just the three of us?
The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals.
So I've
Worse,
heard.
in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength.
Yeah. It's one thing I definitely find it makes him a little less likable in the English is he does sound a little bit more snobby maybe is the right word.
Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Cid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Mr. Garland, I suppose?
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
I'm not against fighting another primal Alphino.
They need my airship. They need me.
I'm awfully glib. Considering what's happened. The Enterprise. I have heard that name before. But where? Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons every whim, I was gathering information on our favoured foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. I suppose we should be grateful for our good fortune, though it matters little should Garuda grow powerful enough to bring Eorzea to heel. However, Iliad, I guess this is goodbye for now. Oh, yeah. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. Defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Sorin. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the Great Gobway Wall of Ul'dah. I understand that reference now. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Querfus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, closest settlement to Querfus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time. Excuse me. But I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Excuse me. Pray look after yourself. And Sid, Sorin. I will, sir. Alphino, Mr. Garland, I'm going to make my own way to the North Shroud. I don't know. I get the feeling that if it's not much. It takes it back way. That's actually a part of Heavensward I can't remember much about, is the Dravanian Hinterlands stuff. I remember meeting Master Matoya the first time, but my memory's actually a bit foggy on the rest of events that happened there. Oh, to Camp Tranquil. I don't know. I get the feeling traveling with Alphino will test my patience. Clearly, because I just teleported to the wrong crystal. It's the Falgord Float I want to be going to. Probably return to Dusk and do that quest some point soon. Hello there. Excuse me, son Elfmer? Ethelmer? Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? I was just wondering about records of a ship called the Enterprise. The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Querfus. And what became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifar at Florental Spire. He was on duty that day, and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. I think we'll be okay, Sergeant. So, Florental Spire. Excuse me. Excuse me, what of order for it? Vortivar? You have come in search of Vortivar? Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Corfus. But what exactly is this about? I'm looking for records on the Enterprise. Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Is there more you can tell me, sir? It was on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corfus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help. But to obtain them, you would need to deal with the guardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of our nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful, and consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Thank you for the advice, sir. Yes, I will make my way north. It's been a while since I visited a new land. Corfus. There's a mite chilly here. Oof. Maybe I can gather a little information, but then perhaps I should return to Limsa. See if Mr. Zolka needs any more help. Maybe pick up a warmer coat for myself. Excuse me, sir. I'm just here... well... to help, I guess. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Jurndare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? If it's okay, sir, just to look at your records, there's a certain airship I'm trying to find. Huh, how absurd! As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Okay, sir. Now I suppose this coat feels a bit more insulated than... Are you sure there's no way I can help? Alone have mercy, are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I am on duty, or stretched thin as it is. Where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Jurndare, as is mine. Yes, sir. Oh, of course, yes. Best boy incoming. Indeed. The quest here. Oh, that's the quest to unlock Darkhold, isn't it? Is this... Excuse me, sir, are you feeling okay? Who are these? They're not friendly at any rate. Right, enough of people being attacked on my watch. Excuse me, sir. Are you okay? If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable, dragon-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumours were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. You too, sir. I guess that's... We found the knight. I get the feeling that's probably not enough to make us friends with this guy. Excuse me, Sir Knight. I found your friend, I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. I pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Ed Mill. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That went significantly better than I thought it might. This is the observatorium. Excuse me, ma'am. Might you be Miss Edmel? Ah, the gentlemen come in search of an airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovic be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled, and one can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Voldemort up above. I will do that, ma'am. Do I look like a heretic? Am I suspicious? Guess I'll just hope for the best. There's a lot of stairs in this building. Your uniform looks different, I guess. Excuse me. Sir Folomon? No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Just for... Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between sovereign nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Hallone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a mission airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forelmort. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Hello, sir. Sorry for... Inquisitor Guillemay! You honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Was I? I guess I was. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durendare's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen on Corvus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us in an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. And while I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corvus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst travelling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Thank you, sir. Did you not have business with... I was not aware you aided House Durendare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. That's... okay, sir. I understand there's rules and regulations. Excuse me, ma'am? Can I help you? You there, sir. I could not help but overhear a conversation with the Chief Astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favour in exchange. Of course, ma'am. an associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Of course, ma'am. Ixal. We're on the trail of Garuda, so perhaps there's a connection. I still haven't heard word from Alfino or Mr. Garland. So I guess I just continue my investigation. I don't really have anyone else to turn to right now. To the east, the cliffs. I guess this coat was a decent choice, though. It looked like what do they call it? An Inquisitor? The Inquisitor there? Looks like he was wearing a very similar jacket. Oh. Wild Town. You are actually on my hunt log. So these are Ixal. The ones summoning Garuda. You definitely have to look at an astrologian about you. Excuse me, sir. I was sent here to help you by, What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope that they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You are not one of our knights. A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Well, he certainly seems healthy enough. Don't see a body here, so I think he made it past okay. I'll assume he made it back to the observatorium. Whole tower when you look at it from the outside. So when I think about it, it's kind of surprising they only have 2 floors. Oof. A lot of stairs. Miss Josiah? The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him you have already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honour-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well. There are other ways you might locate your missing airship. And what I propose is that you petition Lord Portalain for an official introduction to the other high houses. And the word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you will have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, maybe if Yeah, as much as the records of an observatorium might be useful, surely there are other eyewitness reports and maybe even more up-to-date information. It's to speak with Lord Portelaine. Excuse me, sir. Lord Portelaine, might have been? You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slayed 2 heretics and saved a knight, and now I hear you rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. Introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you, but while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? I guess that is a fair trade, sir. How can I help? Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the sea... Oh, excuse me. I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery, and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Halinarte, further improving the chances that they will indulge your request for aid. Yes, that makes sense. Kind of a... I can't just take help without being willing to give it, can I? This wasn't here before, so I'm guessing this is some of the... merchant's wares. It's like one more box. Like more heretics, I'm guessing. Ow. That is a lot of debuffs on me. One down. Heretic certainly has a religious ring to it. Stolen goods. And I dread to think, but these wouldn't happen to be crystals I've picked up, would they? Excuse me, Lord Portelaine? Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? I do indeed, sir. I found 3 crates. I'm not sure how much that is compared to... God bless you, friend! It's all here! Every last... But wait, that chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hell, that's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me! A draconian rosary! Into possession of Lord Francel? Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halinarte is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halinarte. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. It most certainly sounds like a serious issue, sir. Oh. Hi, Catherine. How are things? I suppose perhaps while they're investigating, I will take this opportunity to stop by Limsa and see what I might be able to do for Mr. Zolga. Could use a break from that cold as well. Marauder's Guild. Is this the right place? Just gonna check stream and see if there's been more issues. Nope, it looks like it's held steady since the last time I checked. Oh, it is the summer. Tends to be how it is. I think we're coming out of another rainy spell, and it's looking like it's going to be a warm weekend for us as well. Mr. Zolga? Have you made any progress with that, the translations? How curious that you always come at the most opportune time, Sorin. It is divine providence almost. Doubly so since we have both been blessed with a chance to refine our respective arts. You see, in your absence, I have been studying a section of the Nimium Treatise detailing marauder fighting techniques. The fundamentals do not differ much from modern methods, but there are slight variations in footwork and grip, as well as the distinctions between the various ranges, and the attacks best employed when... forgive me, I lost sight of the more pertinent point. Nimium scholars and marauders fought side by side, yes? Well, now you and I have an opportunity to do the same. A Tonberry has been spotted in Bronze Lake, and the Marauders Guild has been asked to dispatch it. Since Tonberries dwell within the Wanderer's Palace, an ancient Nimian temple recently discovered in the wake of the calamity, there is a strong possibility that the creatures have resided there since before the fall of Nim. Do you follow my reasoning, Sorin? These malevolent creatures may have overrun the temple and claimed it for their own at the height of Nimian civilization. They may have posed a major threat to the ancient people even. If so, then surely facing one in battle would rekindle the memories of your fairy. Even if I am mistaken, the Tonberry poses a threat to the locals. Moreover, I would very much like to put my newly learned Nimian techniques to the test. So, we will rendezvous outside the Wanderer's Palace, yes? Yes, sir. Bronze Lake, you said. What's this? I'm very yawny today. I suppose it's Wednesday. Last day before my weekend. That's the Wanderer's Palace, is it? Mr. Zolka? Well met, Sorin. I'd only just arrived myself. It was in this vicinity that the Tonberry was last sighted. With luck, it will not have gone far. But... do you sense anything else? So... that's a Tonberry. I saw a really big one the last time I was here. Look! Atop the stairs! I do see it, sir. That's a... Are you okay, Eos? My son. My dear son. At long last. The rancor. It rises. It rises! It comes! Eos? Well, I guess we're fighting. Support you as best I can, Mr. Zolga. Slimes. Go. You okay, Mr. Zolga? More slimes. They're targeting me this time. Doesn't seem to be particularly effective. I think we've got him. You okay, Mr. Zolga? Ah! Eos? What are you doing? Move, damn you! My... Confound it all! Eos? Is everything okay? Mrs. Olga, are you okay? What happened, Sorin? I thought you could control her. I apologize. I know we've only just begun to work with the fairy. Some disobedience is to be expected. I mean, like you said, sir, she has her own thoughts and feelings. It's not like she's a slave. Axemaster Wormswin will be disappointed, but there's naught we can do. The Tomberry is long gone. Let us return to Limsa. Yes, sir. Eos was with me when we found a wake in Scions. Maybe she's seen enough death. He hasn't stopped me before. With those heretics and... Well, yep. The fairy Eos here is, like, 800 years old? I think. Maybe 600. I'm not entirely up to scratch on my Eorzean history. But I'm not Eos's first partner. She was partner of other Nimian scholars before me. Ah, Sorin, permit me to apologize a second time. Earlier, I was flustered, and not myself. In the aftermath of the Tomberry's escape, I completely overlooked our accomplishments. We confirmed the viability of Nimian tactics, and proved that a scholar and marauder working in tandem is a force to be reckoned with, would you not say? And correct me if I'm mistaken, but your fairy regained some of her memory, yes? With that in mind, I feel comfortable claiming that this was a worthwhile endeavour. However, do try and gain greater mastery over your minion, Sorin. I would hate for a repeat of that incident. I can try, sir, but again, Eos is Eos. I can only ask her to do things, I can't force her to. I think she does have a little bit of a case of amnesia, because she was asleep for a long time. I can't remember exactly quite how long, but it was for some time. Yes, perhaps it's time I returned to... Excuse me. Corvus and the observatorium. Maybe they've made some progress in this investigation. This way. Excuse me. Sorry. Back to the cold. There's the observatorium. Seems about as quiet as last time, so I'll guess nothing in particular new has happened. Lord Portline, is there any progress? You need not watch the sky as long as House Durandare holds the observatorium. Should the Dravanians come, the golden bell will sound and all Vishgard shall hearken to its call. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Is there anything new with this investigation? Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Alenarde for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. Yes, sir. Edelweiss. It's the second code word that's I've been given that's a flower. Hello there. I'll just register my name while I see you. Skyfire Locks. I'm guessing up to that house. It's the only house that seems to be different here, so I'm guessing it's the Lord's. Excuse me, might you be Lord Francel? Yes, you look as though you have something to say. Do you? Why is that the only correct response? It's not something Sorin would say. I see Sir Carlout has not forgotten my mother's favourite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Corfus since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. I was told to warn you about a coming storm. You're quite possibly about to be accused of heresy. That's absurd! I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. The Draconian rosary was not found in my possession, and will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors. If they harbour even the slightest doubt. This will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship. I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Harshfont of House Fortom commands the garrison of Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Thank you, sir. And I hope things work out for you. Is Lord Francel going to be okay, do you think? Let the rabble belittle what they will over their rude cups. Forth he may be of his father's loins, but Sir Francel is first in piety and discernment. Skyfire Locks can be in no better hands. At least you have loyal men by your side, sir. I'm sure things will be okay. Never letter to Lord Harshfont. Camp Dragonhead, that's... guessing that fortress there. A lot of goobways. A little busy. This is Camp Dragonhead. This looks like the main building. Excuse me, Lord Harshfont? Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-trained adventurer. If you have come to pay respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray, tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes. The letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you had required assistance. What might that be? I'm looking for an airship, sir. The Enterprise? Apparently it passed over here 5 years ago, and we think it's still in the area? So this Enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corfus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cardno, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please, enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Forton. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the help. While I'm here, though, sir, is there anything I might be able to help you with? As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Fortom's included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Neen of mine own House Fortoms, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travellers. And there is also Crevellan of House Halnarde, who can be found at Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. And have you spoken with the Chief Astrologian of House Durndare yet? I have, sir. He wasn't really able to help me. Protocol and all that. Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Fortom. Do not concern yourself with House Daemail. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Thank you, sir. I will do that. Mr. Garland, Alfino. I'm glad we left the observatorium. The people there were not friendly. Though even here I can feel eyes upon us. We are not safe. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't notice you at the observatorium. We came to find an airship, yet now we meddle in Ishgardian affairs of state. Gods, if Alizé were here, I would never hear the end of it. There are more pressing matters at hand, Alphino, than what your sister thinks. Tune to the Aetheryte while I'm here. Something about Alphino's attitude. You'd think what happened to us at the Waking Sands was no big deal. Excuse me, Miss Neen, was it? Why, hello, good sir. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Fortoms does. For if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will come of Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Alnarte have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. A house? One of the high houses filled with heretics? It sounds like quite an issue. And somewhat unusual, I'd say, as well. You'd think a high house would have the most to lose from any instability in Ishgard. Looks like this house is the one marked on the map. 11. Excuse me, Sir Crevellan? Alone grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh? Who are you? A friend of Lord Harshfont? Yes, sir. I want to help you, I truly do. But these accusations of heresy have thrown House Halnarte into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Of course, sir. I understand completely. I should have imagined that House Halnarde would be a little preoccupied. This doesn't give me too much confidence that speaking with Sir Forlamont will give me any new information. It's worth a try, I suppose. Again. Excuse me, sir. Voldemort? Voldemort? I gather you have been busy since we last spoke? Lord Harshfond's missive was positively glowing. But if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you're sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Garlean arrived in Corvus, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Harshfond wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Apologies, sir, for wasting your time, then. Things must be bad if there's this many cases of heresy going about. Doesn't sound like something to be taken lightly in Ishgard. Perhaps I should have read a bit more about the situation here before I arrived. Guess I should return to Camp Dragonhead and report to Lord Harshfond. Hello there. Plenty of quests out. Do not get distracted by side quests. No, it does not bode well, does it? At least we do seem to have some friends here. Lord Harshfond? By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. And nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Corvus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. We can only hope, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you while we're here, sir? I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Ravanian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil, and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. Of course, sir. At the very least, if something has happened, I can provide healing. I'm guessing that's the Steel Vigil. Certainly looks like it's seen better days, but must have been some sight in those better days. Lord Francel? Lord Francel? Lord Francel, are you okay? Who goes there? Sorin? No, stay back. The fiend is still here. Fiend? So, that's a big one. dragon? I think we're okay, Lord Francel. Are you... Alone be praised, you did it! I brought of the others, the free knights who accompanied me. Where are they? I'll go and find them, sir. You just... keep hidden. That looks like one of the knights. Sir, are you okay? Wait. Oh. Oh, that doesn't work. Apologies, sir. I must deal with this problem first. Sorry, sir, are you okay? Drake. Oh, no, these are Dravis. I think that's their name. No. Avis, that's their names. Drakes are more like salamander. They have 4 legs and crawl. They don't have wings. I believe they are a type of dragon still in Final Fantasy, but not these particular ones. I heard the beast's cry from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe? Bless you, sir. Bless you. You should go and rejoin him, sir. I'll find the others. Excuse me. Ma'am? Are you okay? I think the area is clear. Curse those fiends. It's as if they knew we were coming. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, Avis. There's quite a few types of dragon in Final Fantasy. Ma'am, are you okay? Found it all! How are we to redeem House Halnardi if we cannot even slay a single Avis? We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Halnardi will remember your kindness. That's all 3 of them. Lord Francel, are you still okay? Your knights are safe. It was a foolish thing to do, I know. But I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Halnardi that yielded the steel vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. We have been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy. And despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. Well, I hope it doesn't come to that, Lord Francel. Lord Marchfont is doing his best to see if he can help. Well, at least no one died there. It certainly doesn't seem like Lord Francel is a secret heretic. It's a big risk to take, and I just can't see it. Lord Marchfont? What did you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. I suppose. But, sir, is your reputation going to be okay? A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which Inquisitor Guillaume has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association, yours. It certainly sounds like a plan, sir. Just... Pardon? As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocent is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in a locked chest labelled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Querfus, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. I'll do that, sir. I guess I should be hoping not just for Lord Francel's sake, but for my own now, that he isn't a heretic. And not even just for my sake and Lord Francel's sake, but Lord Orshvan's as well. Because if I'm seen to be a heretic and he is seen assisting me, I can't imagine it'll end well for him. Excuse me, Mr. Rickman? Someone tampering with shipments? Fury strike me down. If all them rosaries found in our people's possession were planted... Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a house Halnardi man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family too. I ain't saying the porters were bringing the shipments did it though. I know most of them would work at the trade routes. And I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it... Yeah? Could it have been the fellows that were responsible for the inspections? Huh, there's Guardian Knights and Inquisitors, a lot of them. As if they'd ever turned their cloaks. Reckon that means the porters are most likely suspects. I hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from Whitebrim Front this eve. You might consider having a word with them. I'll do that, sir. It sounds like this isn't the first time one of those draconian rosaries has been found in... I don't know, it strikes me as awfully suspicious if a lot of people have been found out the same way. You'd think after the first rosary was found that even if the others were heretics, they'd find some other way to avoid being detected like that. And yeah, it's hard to imagine Knights or Inquisitors betraying Ishgard. Excuse me, sir. Beg your pardon, you suspected we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Halnardi shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. Okay, sir. For House Zemal, I don't think it's particular. Nothing here. What about these boxes? There's a rosary. Bound for House Halnardi as well. And another one. Both in... Sir? Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. First, sir... I found these in the parcels bound for House Halnardi. But that's impossible! Once the night at Whitebrim Front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. And if I had been the culprit, I would never have allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Orshvant, I will not be held accountable for this. Wouldn't think you would, sir, but... Maybe Lord Harshfont will want to know more of this knight who inspected the shipments. Doesn't sound like something a knight would just ignore. They were loyal anyway. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. Ah, but more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? He told me to check with the porters, and I did a bit of an inspection of my own, and found these in parcels bound for House Halnarde. More draconian rosaries, in every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks. That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Halnarde's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. And praise Haloni that he did. Lord Francel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. I'm in agreement, sir. Is there any way I can help? From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Halnarde were heretics. At last, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Breach. Tell her that House Fortoms asks, nay, demands that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. Yes, sir. Inquisitor Breach? Breach? Breachy? I am not quite sure how to pronounce that name. Sir. Inquisitor Breach? What is it, my child? Lord Orshfont would have the Inquisitors do what? Postpone the trial of Lord Francel, ma'am? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Garlean presides over Lord Francel's trial at Witchdrop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Francel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. That's ominous. Lord Orshfont? I think they may be planning to execute Lord Francel. Like, now. They've taken Lord Francel to Witchdrop? This is madness! The Inquisitors do not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Sorin, I would dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Garlean in person. I will endeavour not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. Yes, sir. Witchdrop. That is... it's the east. Just never yawn. Sir Holiday? Hail, Sorin. As you can see, Lord Francel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor, but if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. Very well, sir. Jorsin Shalomon Francel de Helenati, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defence? Hear me, brothers. These charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Dravanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Halone to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men. Leap from the cliff, and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halone's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their Draken forms and be put to the sword. In the name of House Fortoms, I beseech you, stay your hand! Inquisitor, we have come on behalf of Lord Harshfont. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francel are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such a time as a full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Orshfont has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbour private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an Inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold him until Lord Orshfont arrives, Sorin, and remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. If you say so, sir. I'm sorry, friend, but I'm aware myself of the strength of a healer. He's healing himself. Nope. The archer comes next. We can focus our full attention on the problem of threat in front of us. Alderic, please. Lord Orshfont. More soldiers. Wyvern. That's... There were no reports of driven activity. It's too strong to try and fight. At the very least, as long as we're fighting this night as well. Sir, hold me. Where are you running to? Cure yourself. It's fine when players do that, it's not fine when NPCs spam cure. Looks like the wyvern's retreat. Did he just drop a draconian rosary? Inquisitor, sir. I believe your own knight was the heretic. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop, but this trial, like many others I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Halnarte. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof have you of this? With all due respect, sirs, I found this rosary on your own knight. By the fury, a draconian rosary! Then the knight who refused to yield. It was he who summoned the wyvern. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights? This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Orshfont. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Corvus, Sorin. Pray locate your errant airship and use it. Yes, sir. Lord Orshfont, I have not the words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped off of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Halnarti. Grace Halone, it did not come to that, but it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Sorin. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. Yes, sir. Well, we saved Lord Francel. Well, pending further investigation doesn't exactly guarantee anything, but it's much better than an execution. Francel doesn't get enough screen time. You look well, Sorin. May I say what a pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. Were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honour of his house. And I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his wyvern. House Fort Holmes and House Halnarti shall never forget your service. Now, let's return to the matter of your missing enterprise. Have you found anything new, sir? The man with knowledge of the Enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. Of course, the witness. I suppose he's willing to talk to us now. Excuse me, sir. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Corvus several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Orshfont is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Thank you, sir. That's much more information than I did have. Stone Vigil. Lord Orshfont, I think we may have found it. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil. Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Drillmont of Whitebrim Front, and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggested you request Lord Francel to do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well on your journey, Sorin. May Halone guide you. Thank you, sir, for everything. Off to speak with Lord Francel again. And then Whitebrim Front is over there. I think once I arrive at Whitebrim Front, that will be the end of the stream, because I've just noticed it is 2 to midnight. Lord Francel? Wonderful to see you again, Sorin. If there's anything I could do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Halnarte. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravanian horde caught us unawares. Fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Sterndare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drybone. Nevertheless, I shall write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Halnarte have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbour great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. I suppose, sir, but... apparently I've made worse enemies. Dragonhead, and then Whitebrim Front. Hello there. Ooh, register my name quickly, if you... Okay. Well, I'll see you around then, Catherine. Thanks again for tuning in and watching along Sorin's journey. That must be the entrance to Ishgard itself. Snow's bad enough right now that you can't even see the city. It's the big fate, but there's only like 40 seconds left, and I don't think there's much hope of it being cleared. This must be Whitebrim Front. Excuse me, sir. You desire an audience with Lord Drybone, do you? I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. I have some letters of introduction here from House Fortom and House Halnarte. What do we have here? Letters from Lord Harshfront and Francel, is it? A likely... Oh, you're serious? What to do... And I guess on that question, I will finish up the stream. So, next Final Fantasy stream will, as usual, be on Friday. And then it will be Subnautica tomorrow again. And I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do on Saturday, but it'll probably... I think I might go for Subnautica Below Zero again. Just because I haven't made much progress in that, and I'd like to get a little more on. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time.